I'm back from India and it's a new week. It is the final week of Cricket World Cup 2023 pool games and it's all heated up at the top of the table. Three teams fighting for that number four spot. We know now India, South Africa, and Australia have qualified for the knockouts. Who will team number four be? New Zealand, Pakistan, or Afghanistan? There's a lot that happened in this week from Glenn Maxwell playing at the Undertaker, Virat Kohli, and records go hand in hand. Timed out batters, very controversial. It's all happening in this week's 360 show.
Watching a very high-class player.
This is when you know everybody is at his best.
Glenn Maxwell, the big show for a short while was a no-show when he found himself on the ground, lying down like the Undertaker. I found it incredibly funny. I know exactly what cramps feel like. It's not so funny in that moment. But seeing Maxi on the floor like that gave me the giggles. I knew he was going to get up. He was never going to leave the park. In that kind of form, when he's seeing the ball like a soccer ball or a football, whatever people call it out there these days, you don't want to leave the park. You want to play it out. And I thought Pat Cummins played this to perfection, really sort of just guiding the pace, understanding that Maxwell is the guy who's going to win the game for them, not running hard between the wickets, knowing when to give Maxi the strike and which overs he preferred and which he didn't. They looked after Rashid really well, Noor Ahmed as well. They took the risks at exactly the right time and played this innings to perfection, or the partnership at least. And then a bit more about Glenn Maxwell and this incredible innings, a double hundred, batting in the middle order of the Australian batting lineup against Afghanistan. I mean, how do you get a double hundred? It's just simply incredible. The game was lined up in such a way where I was watching this and thinking to myself, Australia six down, there's only one way to do this, and that is Maxwell with a very, very big 100. I was thinking 150 to 180, somewhere along those lines. But then Pat Cummins decided to play that role of, I'm just going to survive and make sure Maxwell takes as much strike as possible. It played into Maxi's hands. I knew that if he's going to be there at the end, Australia will not struggle with the run rate or run out of balls at least. And we see that scoreboard there. Thomas Miles doing score of Maxi's batting there. 201 not out of 128 deliveries, strike rate of 157 in 181 minutes, 3 hours almost on the dot. And we see there how slow he started. Lots of dot balls in that first line. And look how it picks up pace as we go on, and just see a lot of pink numbers there. And that's the sixes and a lot of fours. Incredible knock. It's certainly right up there with one of the best ODI knocks I've ever seen. The reason why I won't call it the best I've ever seen is because of the drop catch. Given out LBW, a lot of things fell into place. The way I rate the best ODI knock of all time, and that will not be myself, by the way, it will be someone else. I'll have to go through the books and have a look at the perfect knock. I'd like to think of it as a knock where the guy didn't make any mistakes. He was absolutely flawless. The opposition didn't have a chance to get him out. He was on top of his game in all facets of the innings. But this was very, very close to it. Certainly top 5 ODI knocks I've ever seen, purely because of the situation Maxwell was confronted with. Down and out, there's no chance Australia's going to win this game, and he manages to pull it through. Going through all the cramps. I mean, you looked at him lying down on the floor, the man down like the Undertaker, and somehow coming up like the Undertaker and just going like, I'm back. And then he played some of the best cricket shots I've ever seen with the cramps, not moving his feet. I'm looking like a combination of Virender Sehwag at times and Brian Lara perhaps, playing right and left-handed, not moving his feet at all. And there was a bit of MS Dhoni chopper pilot as well at times. So it was just the perfect knock when it comes to chasing a big total and being completely out of the game. He played the situation to perfection. It was a never say die kind of performance. He never gave in, and it did his country very, very proud. So we caught up with Maxi after that first game of the World Cup where they lost to India. We spoke about preparation. Now he gets ready for big games. This is what he had to say.
Well, I think my whole fitness and preparation routine has changed a lot, obviously, since I had my break of my break of my leg last year. So I've had to be really strenuous with it. I've had to be really specific with what I do in the gym pretty much every day. There's a lot of ankle and calf extension stuff, knee extension work, just to make sure that I've got, I suppose, equal strength in both sides. What I found was my left calf obviously lost a lot of its size, sort of still looks a little bit sort of wasted away still, so I'm still working on that. But just to make sure that there's no, I suppose, lingering injuries sort of heading down the track, and I suppose that work that I sort of put in early days has sort of set me up for now in this World Cup. That I do a lot of pool work, I do a lot of running in the pool, jumping, and I find that's a really good stress reliever as well. And
Yeah, what a fantastic knock by Maxi. And we see that preparation was key. He made sure that he got ready for this World Cup. It wasn't an easy road for him to this World Cup. He had to go through a lot of rehab, a lot of training, and everything worth his while after all. Playing one of the best knocks I've ever seen. And chasing. I mean, chasing is not easy. To score a double hundred in a chasing situation is just phenomenal. But where did Afghanistan go wrong? Did they play their cards well or not? Obviously, the catch going down was not ideal for them. It was quite an easy catch as well. But those things happen. They had the better of the Australian batting attack or batting lineup for most of the time. They had Maxwell looking like he had no idea early on, not picking the bowlers, not picking Rashid Khan's quickly at all. Also not Noor Ahmed. He looked like he was all over the place, and Afghanistan just did not use their opportunities early on in the Maxwell innings. And you know, against world class players, what happens if you don't take your chances? They make you pay for it. And that's exactly what Maxi did. When a guy cramps as well, but later on in the innings, you want to force the guy to use all his muscles in his body. I've cramped terribly before, and what you don't want is to actually go and reach for the ball, to use your whole body, get on your toes. That's where the worst of the cramps happen. So a lot of people might think that, yes, we should have tested him more with the Yorkers, but then where did his sixes come from? It came from full deliveries where he didn't have to use his big muscle groups in his body. He could just flick it with his wrist over the boundary and get his boundaries like that. But at the end of the day, it comes down to opportunities. Maxwell gave them opportunities. They didn't take it. Maxwell did what he did. What a fantastic knock. It's one for the memory books. And we see Sachin Tendulkar talking about it's the best ODI knock he's ever seen. And also Saad Sadiq talking about Pat Cummins being quoted here, saying there, I think that's the greatest ODI innings I've ever seen. It's probably the greatest ODI innings ever. We were just chatting about it, and we've decided it's one of those days where you must go. I was there the day when Glenn Maxwell chased down the total by himself. Yes, and they certainly had to just go, you know. Maxwell deciding there at one point, I'm not going to just hang around anymore and block it away. I'm actually just going to have a go and put these spinners under pressure. And the minute he got Rashid Khan away a few times, you could just sense the whole Afghanistan team tensing up a bit. And you saw them starting to throw their toys, having a go at each other. And it's incredible how sport works. All of a sudden, they turn on each other, and Australia started dominating. Moving on to something a bit more controversial then. Angela Mathews was timed out against Bangladesh. I would like to hear your thoughts. What do you think of this situation? Personally, for me, it should have been taken out of the players' hands completely. I don't think Angelo was in the wrong. He was at the crease in perfect time and sort of developed a problem with his helmet. I'm not sure how it happened, but he figured out his strap is not working properly. He had a minute to fix it. But I think in that particular situation, at 2 minutes in or whatever it was, 155, Angela should have paused and spoken to the umpires and said, listen, there's something wrong with my helmet. This is not going to take a minute. This might be 2 or 3 minutes. Shakib, I'm sorry. Can I quickly fix this? The problem is he let the time run out and then only said, okay, there's something not right over here. And then communication only started. But I feel the umpires could have played it better. They could have taken it out of the players' hands. And I think we could have prevented a very bad situation. We see a quote here from Angela Mathews saying it's a disgrace from Shakib and Bangladesh. And if they want to play cricket like that, obviously stoop down to that level, I think it's something wrong, or something wrong drastically there. That is Angelo's take on it. And then Shakib's take is one of our fielders came to me and said, if you appeal now, Mathews will be out. And the umpires asked if he's serious about it. He said, yes, I think he should be out. And then, I mean, if it's in the laws, I don't know if it's right or wrong. So there's a bit of a problem. I think it's very grey. He says here, I don't know if it's right or wrong. If you don't know if it's right or wrong, why go through with it? But then I felt like I was at war. So I had to take a decision to make sure my team wins. I'm not sure if he was really at war, but I'm not blaming him. At the end of the day, as I said from the start of this, I don't think it should have been a player issue. Mathews was there under 2 minutes. You have 3 minutes to face the first delivery. He was there under 2 minutes. There was a problem with his helmet. He should never have gone to Shakib or Angelo. That's where umpire stops the game, stops time. I know we're all under pressure to get your overs in within a certain amount of time. So everyone is under pressure when it comes to time. Umpires, put your hand up, say, stop the game. This is an issue that was no one is expecting it to happen. Something is wrong with his helmet. Let's fix it and move on with the game. And here's an interesting list of all the previously timed out batters. The list is quite a few funny ones. Couldn't reach the ground due to flooded roads. Some guys' flight was delayed. Vesper Drakes, I've played against him before. And yes, I mean, Angelo's one is one for the record books as well. Helmet strap malfunction when taking guard. It's quite ridiculous, to be honest. It's sad that it had to end that way. But at the end of the day, luckily for all of us, it was sort of a dead rubber. We're not going to see any of these teams in the knockout stages. But it's still not good for the game of cricket. And I would like to see something done about this in the future. There was also one occasion, actually, when we played against India, where Sourav Ganguly took about 4 to 5 minutes to come out, literally. I don't think he was expecting to bat next. There might have been an injury. I think it was in Johannesburg. And it took a very long time to come out. And I remember talking to Graham about it on the pitch, saying, Graham, we can actually appeal here and you'll be out. And Graham just shrugged it off. He said, I know he's taken a long time. This is a situation that no one saw coming. I don't want a batter to be out like that. And I think that's exactly what should have happened here. No one does that on purpose. You don't break your helmet and then walk out to bat and say, sorry, guys, my helmet's not working. Angelo was there. He realized something was wrong. And unfortunately, he ended up walking off the field, not very happy. His performance and his the way he treated or reacted was also not within the spirit of the game, in my opinion. I got out to a ball bouncing twice before. I mean, I asked the umpire, like, is this really out? He said it's out. And then I walked off. You can't throw your toys on the park. We all got to play in the spirit of cricket. And it's a gentleman's game after all. Or women's game as well. But you know what I mean, to play in good spirits. Moving on to the man of the moment then, Virat Kohli, 49 one-day international hundreds. What an incredible achievement by him. I was there to witness this. I was very happy to be there. It's also his birthday on that day. So let's quickly have a video, look at this video where I met up with Virat just before the start of the game. Are really close. We're basically brothers, and I'm very happy for Virat. So he's got 49 hundreds. Let's put him up against Sachin Tendulkar here, the master blaster, and you'll just quickly see there. Yes, it's a new generation, and you can't really compare numbers. It's really difficult to do so, especially the time in which Sachin did it here, 451 innings against Virat's 277. Times have changed, remember that. So, and Virat also said that in his interview, Sachin will always be the greatest. Virat's always really good like that, giving respect to other people, especially when he breaks records or when his stats are looking better. He's always the first to say, no. I by no means am I greater than this guy. Maybe he is, maybe it's not. That's not the point. The point is he scored 49 hundreds, and that's equal to Sachin's record. He's done it in a faster time, but the game has changed dramatically since Sachin has played 250 in an ODI innings. is almost laughable these days on a good wicket. You look at 400. So there already is just a stat to look at where things have changed over the years, you know. Taken Virat 277 innings to get to 4900s. That is, let me tell you, that is very quick. Even though it's a new generation kind of thing, that is lightning fast. And here's a quote from Virat: "To equal my Euros record is something special for me. He is perfection when it comes to batting. It's a very emotional moment for me. I know where I come from. I know the days when I have watched him on TV. Just to get the appreciation from him means a lot to me." And that is very special, and it's very well said from Virat. I respect him to come out and say something like this. That is a characteristic of a true champion, to talk like that. And I've always really enjoyed that about Virat, and one of the reasons why I have so much respect for him. And there we see the list of the ODI hundreds, the record holders. Virat top of the list with Sachin, and then look at the big gap there between Virat and Sachin, and then the next guy who's Rohit Sharma, Ricky Ponting, Jayasuriya coming in at 30, 31, 30, and 28. There's a huge gap, and it just shows you the class of these guys and what they have achieved over the years. Simply incredible. Moving on to the points table then quickly. This Cricket World Cup 2023 is heating up at the top. Three have qualified. South Africa will be playing Australia in that semi-final. And who will India be playing? It's someone between 4, 5, and 6. New Zealand, Pakistan, Afghanistan. They're all playing different opposition, as you can see there to the right of the screen. There's Pakistan playing last, which means they will have a little bit of an advantage. They'll know exactly what they need to qualify for that semi-final of the World Cup. Afghanistan will be playing South Africa, and New Zealand will be playing Sri Lanka. So all to play for. And as I said, I think Pakistan have the edge here, except for the fact that they're playing against a wounded England, who will be very motivated to finish top 8 to qualify for the ICC Champions Trophy 2025. So very tricky situation. It's exactly what we wanted. A bit of a complex situation towards the end of this World Cup. And we're all very excited to watch how this all finishes up with the knockout stages. South Africa, Australia, that'll be a huge battle in that semi-finals. There's nothing new about that. This has happened before. I was part of a team who lost to Australia in 2007 in the semi-finals. South Africa lost to Australia in the semi-finals in 1999. Will this be the year for South Africa to turn things around against Australia in World Cups? Please, let's do it, boys. Moving on to something a bit more light-hearted, something that makes my heart beat and makes me very happy. I'm very passionate about this. There's an organization in India called Make a Difference, and I'm incredibly privileged and very honored to be associated with them. I am like the ambassador of this organization. I love to get my hands dirty as well. So I spent a week in India with the Make a Difference people, with some of the volunteers. I did a bit of talking to them, just trying to inspire some of the volunteers to keep going, keep showing the energy. And we need more help, please, people. So if you want to volunteer, please go look for Make a Difference organization in India. They do some fantastic work, and we all can work together to make the lives of people in India better. But there's this one initiative called Home Matters, and there's a little video here that I want to show you guys that'll explain a little bit more about this. Let's have a look. To get it on film and to, you know, and it should have been here as well actually, but it's fine. He's seen this.
Yeah, and we can share all of this with them. And so where we're at now is trying to experiment with what are the 3 different interventions we could make. So we're looking at single family home, which is what we have here with Freedom House, which is the project in Kochi.
Freedom House.
Freedom House. So Sam, who's known Jitin since he was like 12 years old or 13 years old, he's now 28, has a wife and a child, and he's building the first house with us as part of the prototype.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. So he named it, him and Pravita, his wife, named it Freedom House.
It's very nice. I like it. How do you pick the people who come and live in here? How do you pick the families and
who are going to live in one of these homes?
Yeah.
So right now the idea is to work with India's most vulnerable youth, and that's why we partnered with Make a Difference. So we're looking at kids who didn't come from stable homes.
Okay.
Where owning a home is like one of the biggest aspirations they have, and potentially changes the course of their life.
Keep them out of poverty, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
And who's going to build these things? Do you need hands?
Yes, we want you to get there. Yes.
Have you seen me work with bricks?
Not
Like-
these are the light ones. Those
Oh,
are
yeah.
the tough ones.
These-
That's what we need you
Oh
for.
my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to the gym first before I can pick these up. Yeah, it would be nice to be part of that.
Yeah.
Find a way. I want to bring my children so we can come and help build the house.
Yeah, we love
I've mentioned it to Jitin before.
Yes.
Yeah, to you guys.
I
It's
mean, we would
exciting.
love it.
Wow, man,
Yeah.
it's very exciting. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna ask you now, what's special about these bricks? Why these bricks?
So this is a stabilized mud block. So
Mud block.
in theory, you would make it from the soil on your land. So when you dig out your foundation, you would then combine the mud with a different mixture of aggregates.
Okay.
Sometimes a little bit of cement. So this is made with 8% cement. So that's where we're really like, okay, how can you take all these sustainable options that are out there and one, make them first aspirational? So can you get someone excited about living in a mud brick house? Right?
Yeah.
Really, that's the big challenge,
Ah,
right?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
or an exposed brick, because it doesn't necessarily have the look that someone's maybe dreaming of.
Yeah,
so how
well-
do we?
Well,
like,
if you don't have a home,
yeah,
I'll be happy with
you'll be happy with
just
it.
to start with that, and I'll build on it, you know. But we're gonna build these homes, all right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shall we
For
go and
once-
feel
yes.
what it's like on the inside? Okay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have happened even now.
No, that's very special. I'm very happy that I'm part of it because I feel it's like a sustainable difference that we're making to people's lives. So that's ultimately what it's all about. It's not a one-day fix. But it makes sense and it's very practical.
Well, and like when we asked the family if they wanted like more bedrooms for the kids, and they were like, nope.
No,
everyone's
this is it.
together.
We like it
want
cozy.
this."
Yeah.
And that was really sweet.
We are the same. Like on weekends sometimes when we come back late home
Yeah.
and Danielle and I have a dinner somewhere, we come back and we like let the kids sleep on the floor
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
at our
in the
feet.
same-
And those are
yeah.
the best night's
Yeah.
rest we ever get.
Yeah.
It's just nice to wake up like that as well, and you just have all these little
Everyone all
breaths of
together.
fresh air there in the room. I'm inspired. People come and join us on the journey, please. Come and build a house with me and the team here. We've done incredible work over the year, well, not years, months.
Months, yeah.
It's like
yeah.
it's a very fresh project. But we need help. We really need help. We need hands. We need love to make a difference in people's lives. And not for one day, but for a very long period of time. Come and join us. So, the right home can change your life. But how we build it, the next 500 million homes will change the world. Yes, it's something that's really close to my heart, and they do some incredible things. And I will be getting my hands nice and dirty in the future, and I would like you to join me. So, if you want to find out a bit more about Make a Difference, go have a look at the descriptions box below. There's a link there. Just click on it to find out a bit more, and it will be well explained there. If you want to jump on board, there will be some incredible projects in the future. I promise you that. And I will be involved, and maybe we get to meet each other. So jump on board and let's make India a better country than it already is. It's already incredible, but there are a lot of people that need our help. So we wouldn't mind getting more people on board. And then there will also be a vlog coming out later, possibly only after this World Cup, about my time with Make a Difference and everything we got up to there. We had some activations where we just sort of stimulated the brain a bit. We had some games that we played, some team games, and I think I had a fantastic time with the volunteers, and I hope they remember it forever, and I hope they stay on board with Make a Difference to make this organization even bigger so that we can help more people. Jump on board, guys. I would like to get your help, and let's do some amazing things together in the future. Moving on to this week's quiz then. First of all, last week's quiz. Name the 6 batters who've hit 30 plus sixes in the World Cups. I told you guys that I'm on the list. The rest of the guys are Chris Gayle, Rohit Sharma, Glenn Maxwell, David Warner, and Ricky Ponting. So those are the 6 guys who have hit 30 plus sixes in World Cups. The muscle men, not quite. Lanky. And in this week's quiz, who was the first cricketer to score a double century in ODI cricket? Good luck. I'm telling you, it's not easy. I didn't get it right. I immediately said a word or a name and I was wrong. So go do your homework and make sure you get it right. I think Glenn Maxwell was the first double centurion chasing down a total in ODI cricket. He will hold that record, and what a great record to have. We all want to chase a total and be there at the end and put your arms up and say, I did it for my team, you know. Glenn did it, scoring a double 100. What a fantastic effort by him, but who was the first double centurion in ODI cricket? Full stop. Good luck with that one. I had a lot of fun this week on the 360 show. I hope you did. Hit the bell notification, subscribe to this channel if you want to keep having fun with me. Keep an eye out for my socials. You follow me on Instagram, on X, on Facebook, to make sure you don't miss one of these episodes. And please catch me live this Friday on 360 Live. We'll be having some fun together. Have a fantastic week.